What's going on, guys? Tino Reaper here, back with another run of Slay the Spire. So again, we've come full circle. Haven't defeated the heart yet, despite making it there several times. And just coming up short every time. So what we're going to do, let me change my screen here so I can properly see the game. It's really annoying for those of you guys that know my setup. So usually I have my recording screen on the right and my viewing screen on the left. So let's do something a little different. Let's grab Fiend Fire. They are not making this pathway easy, are they? Alright, let's see what Fiend Fire does for us. If we can get a full hand and find a way to draw additional cards, that would make it very easy. Alright, let's do Fiend Fire right off the bat. Not bad. So we dealt a decent chunk of damage, and we halved our deck. And we'll only take 6 damage, which we'll heal immediately from this engagement. Not a bad trade. Alright, we got Fruit Juice, Wild Strikes. All we need to do is make sure we don't retain our hands so we can get rid of those cards. Let's grab Liquid Memories and Energy. Not too concerned about fighting an enemy. Alright, and you are going to make me hate my life already. I love it. Alright, so he is going to do that. We need to find a way to generate cards in our deck. Alright, there's Fiend Fire. Deal 10 damage, so we'll attack for 18 and then activate Fiend Fire and end this fight quickly. Not bad. Don't need that. Grab Flame Barrier. Oh, darn. Can't afford anything decent. And Sadistic Nature would have been good to have. How sad. Alright, let's attack that front man and then Fiend Fire the guy in the back. So now all we gotta do is just work on filling our entire deck with cards. And then Fiend Fire is basically going to be whatever it is we want it to be. Or a way to get rid of status cards if we play our cards right. Let's do this and smith up a card. I'm not anticipating reaching the heart this time around, but we'll play around with this build and see what happens. Increase our XP. Alright, let's hit Fiend Fire. And end this fight as quickly as we can. Not bad, though. We're basically able to outrun everybody. Let's punish this guy for daring to look at us wrong. So what we need to do is find a way to get more cards into our deck so that we can make use of Fiend Fire. Or, hear me out, also get status cards into our deck. Because if we do that, then we can burn the status cards off, because the odds of us picking up a status card is a lot higher. So we can end up playing a little bit riskier. Alright, we'll hold on to Fiend Fire for right now and wait. Just block as much as possible. We need to reduce our damage. So on the bigger enemies, we'll save Fiend Fire until it's near the end. And then we'll just go for a big finish. Which looks like we're going to get that right here. But we don't draw Fiend Fire, so we're just going to attack him the traditional way. Oh, 95. Oh, that's where we got the additional health from. Done. Distilled Chaos, not bad. Grab another Inflame here. And then I guess we'll take on all the elites that we find. Got a Lantern there, not bad. And then there's this guy. Alright, Inflame. Let's end our turn here for right now. We want to wait till we get Fiend Fire into our hand. Which we'll start by making this guy as vulnerable as possible. Let's guarantee our next 3 cards. Alright, let's guarantee that we get the card that we need. Because he's going to attack for 18. And of course we got Fiend Fire. So now we'll be able to properly use Distilled Chaos. And then block the majority of this damage. And block the majority of the damage again. So what I think we'll do is we'll work on finding a way to shuffle wound. Wow, it really wants us to max out our health here. What we'll do is work on finding a way to max out our, what do you call it? Alright, we need to take him out right away. Alright, hunt the dude in the back. Now we'll have to take out the front man here, because I don't want him to charge up his attack. Alright, take him out and punish that guy for daring to attack us. The gremlins, though, did not know what those guys were called for the longest time. And punished him for looking at us wrong. Alright, so this is where we'll be able to activate Fiend Fire and basically end this fight. Eight damage and apply vulnerable. Really don't like how he has Enrage. Not to mention, my version of Enrage increases my defense, but their version of Rage increases their defense. Alright, we'll grab Power Through and just kind of max out the amount of cards that we... our status cards that we pick up we can't get rid of. So we'll add that. So that'll be a good way to clear out our deck of all our wounds. Italicize, block, block, and whack. Alright. We'll just build up our deck, and then whatever card we get as collateral with Fiend Fire, we'll just deal with. Or wait until we get a bunch of those cards. Alright, Centerman. Hard to believe that this is a level 2. Oh, hello. I'm getting a text message here, guys. I'm sorry. Oh, never mind. It's just the game telling me that I have points. Thank you, game. Or the Xbox telling me I got points. Didn't care. Okay, so now, if we're lucky... Oh, never mind. We're not going to get lucky. Womp womp. Alright, let's rush down Centerman. $102 health isn't bad, though. Oh, hey, we add the wounds directly into our hand. That'll come in handy. Alright, so this puts us at a little bit of a disadvantage, because the only thing we're losing are those Daze cards. And we want to make total use of Fiend Fire. Although, what we could use is any card. Come on. Oh, man. I was hoping Fiend Fire would save us, but I guess not. Alright, there we go. So now, our strategy plays out quite well there. So we didn't lose any cards of value. So we'll grab Metallicize as our starting card, and then Wild Strikes. So we want to be able to add as many wounds to our deck. Then on top of that, we can use that to our get rid of that card as much as possible. Alright, let's rest up and take on our first boss. We'll drink this right off the bat here. The only thing that would make this even better would be if we had... I wonder if times 9. What is going on here? Let's grab that flame barrier. I didn't realize he was going to be dealing that much damage, because that is 30-something damage. Alright, we're just gonna kind of ride this one out and see what happens, because I think the game kind of picked up on what we were doing. Alright, we're able to negate that weakness, but that doesn't save us. Darn. Alright, we're gonna basically just wait till Fiend Fire comes around again. I was hoping to use that Potion of Memories, or Liquid Memories, to be able to deal the damage I needed. But we, unfortunately, were not that... I don't want to say lucky, but the word I'm looking for is fortunate. Alright, let's punish you with Flame Barrier and continue adding wounds into our deck. Four times 6. Just eat the hit for right now. Inferno. Why was this heaviest attack the first one? And we punished him for daring to attack us, which is nice. Alright, now... Unfortunately, we're not... Man, I need to find a way to get Fiend Fire into my hand, as well as max out the amount of cards I draw. Because right now, this is just a trading game, and it's like, I might just have to run the risk of losing a good card. Let alone the fact that Burn just keeps coming back into my hand. Alright, big finish, guys. Bludgeon, your next card is played twice. Next attack. We'll grab Exhume in case we lose something important. Let's grab the Bell. Let's see what we get for rewards. Marbles, Horn, and a Stone Calendar. Not bad. Not bad at all. So if we get Feed, now we need to find a shop here, which I think will go to the center one right here. I'm feeling kind of greedy. Because all we need now are power cards, and we can basically sacrifice everything else. What the horn does here. Hornet, second turn, gain 14 block. Okay. You're being kind of annoying with that card, aren't you? Okay, so this is where we'll utilize Fiend Fire here. Get rid of Doubt. Because all we're doing is using it to get rid of our other cards. Our cards we don't want. Oh, we should have played Power Through. Oh well. At least it gets rid of his block. Oh, that's just mean. He's making me... What is it? Frail? Yeah, frail. There we go. Fight is over. Duplicate potion. Alright, just keep adding wounds into our deck. Grab another copy of Metallicize here. Grab that. Kind of tempted. Let's add Dreamcatcher. If we go to, if we rest, we'll be able to add more cards into our deck. Speak of the devil. So now what would make this deck even better is if we had access to Anger. Anger would make it so we don't have to worry about running out of attack cards, because we could just spam them infinitely. And I can't get rid of Doubt, unfortunately. So that is unfortunately going to come back to bite us. Pity that. I wish we could retain Fiend Fire. That would make our job easier. Oh, I messed that up. So we've got our increase in strength. Clearly should have gone for the health bonus, though. And every time he attacks us, he's going to steal whatever portion of health we didn't heal. Alright, got strikes, wounds. Not bad. Oh yeah, we are definitely hurting ourselves to beat the enemy, but it is what it is. Gain 5 max HP, lose health. Well, we don't care to desecrate, but at least we'll get maximum health increase. Visit this shop here, see what we got. Whenever a card is exhausted, gain 3 block. Ooh, that would have come in handy. Alright, let's rest up and see what we can get. True Grit. Put a card from your discard pile on top. Ooh, that guarantees that we get Fiend Fire. Not bad. Card is exhausted. Draw 1 card. Pity. Alright, I don't want to get too greedy because it's that... Oh, shit. Alright, so that middle path is probably going to be the safest. So let's take on one of these guys. We got the health for it for right now. Oh, these poor bastards. Because that middle guy is going to add wounds into our deck. And unfortunately for them, it doesn't hurt us that much. So, but I definitely need a way, when I apply block, it deals damage to them. So Juggernaut, I think, would be an effective, or a very nice addition to this deck. Alright, and he is going to entrap us. Excuse me. So now all we need to do is just focus on block. So the next turn, this card is played twice here. Grab that and that. And unfortunately eat a free hit. So with that headbutt card, though, it'll make it easier for us to be able to source out Fiend Fire for when we need it. Don't have access to that, unfortunately. Alright, we're going to take out that back one because he's going to keep hurting us regardless of what it is we do. Eating our mistake here because now we need to make it to the top without taking any damage. Alright, power through, flame wall. Thank you, Stone Calendar. Alright, more wild strikes here. Hopefully something good. Happy Flower. Every 3 turns, gain energy. Entering elite combat. What is it? Heal 25 or enemies take damage? What do we got here? Enemies have 25% less HP. Fair enough. Alright, we're going to need to work on taking this guy down quickly or he's going to eat our health. $21. Darn. Almost. Alright, come on. Flame Barrier. Power through, I guess we'll have to do. Alright, Thunderclap. Not bad. Not able to block all that damage, unfortunately. So we probably should have gone for Burning Blood. And he's going to work on enfeebling us, and he's going to find out that that was a very, very bad idea. Oh, did we just apply the shield? Flame Barrier. God dang it. I'm stupid. Alright, fight is over. Combust. Alright, let's add strength into our deck here. So yeah, no matter who it is we fight. Oh crap, we're on the floor with the Snecko too. Alright, heal. Alright, inflame. Inflame. 31. Alright, let's do Wild Strikes and play that twice and wipe you out in 1 turn. Drink. Oh, we should have gone with Pommel Strike. Oh well. So now we can focus on attacking. Wild Strikes. So what I need is, what is it? What is the card that increases my, alright, he's done. I'm trying to think here. There's a card that increases my not defense. Why am I having a hard time thinking about this? Obtain a relic, 50%. Okay. That's fine. Okay, oh, there's the Snecko. I knew you were going to make an appearance here pretty soon. It's a good thing I've got 2 energy potions. Really wish I had Artifact. I always hate how that's that thing's opening move. Alright, Headbutt. And Wild Strikes to my deck. Times 10. So we'll deal 15. Alright, let's just go for the big finish. Or at least as close to it as possible. Alright, Wild Strikes, done. Okay. Heck yeah, guys, we did it. Alright, Fire Breathing, there we go. So we grabbed that. No combat here, thankfully. Alright, we'll grab Get Jaxed here. So, the reason I say that is because all we need now is to add Rapture into our deck. Alright, there we go. If we add Rapture into our deck with Jax, it'll double the amount of energy we get from Jaxed. Speak of the devil here. So now all we need to do is get rid of Writhe. Question is now, do we utilize Stone... Oh, we're not going to get the choice here. There goes our Fiend Fire, so we're going to have to take out Frontman regardless of what it is we want. Alright, let's stack up our wounds here so we can punish. So this is us basically making use of our wound cards and being able to exhaust our deck here. Alright, Wild Strikes here. Do that. Alright. So we're going to need to punish Frontman here. And lose out on using Fiend Fire. So grab Power Through here. And can't use that, unfortunately. So, but now, if we draw the cards we need... There we go. Let's punish you here for daring to look at us wrong. So now he should be prepping his Hyper Beam this turn. Yep, there it is. So we'll save that Exhume. We're going to eat probably our biggest hit here. And then have to fend off each one of his other attacks. Ah, crap, I missed out on strength there. Pity that. And Stone Calendar dealt a significant amount of damage. I was really hoping to use Stone Calendar to take out those other two guys, but it just didn't work out. 15 times 2, Wild Strikes, and block. We are looking pretty good. Alright, so now he'll be prepping his strongest attack. So if we had Fairy in a Bottle, 16 times 2. There it is. Hate to say it, but I think we're going to bite it here. 16 times 2. Alright. Yep, not going to work. Damn it. Almost. Okay, so if I wouldn't have used Jax, that would have saved me. Not a bad deck, though. I definitely want to use that to my advantage again. So, but I will see you guys in the next one. Take care of yourselves.